We doing this. All right, I am pumped, y'all. I finally feel like I am like back to normal. Set my alarm today, actually got up. I hit snooze quite a few times first, in full disclosure. Because I've been like waiting for the kids to kind of get me up and setting my alarm for 6:30. Listening to my body in the healing phases, all the things. But today I finally was like, okay, I need routine. I'm feeling really good. My body is kind of bouncing back after all of this stuff. And I just sat in my office today, got my walking pad, listened to lots of different podcasts and videos and YouTubes. And really, I've had so much time the last 2 weeks to just really sit and process and think about how dang thankful I am for this opportunity, for this tribe, for where we're at right now, and for the pure and simple fact that 9 years ago, this month and next month, when we first really got going with this, I had no idea where it was going to go. Not any clue. I didn't even think that 5 people would join me on this journey. I had no idea the impact, not only that me starting to share, but this tribe and all of y'all coming alongside of us and coming alongside together would start to be able to make an impact to thousands and thousands of people. And in those moments this week when I didn't have to do anything, it really reignited my utter passion for this because I wanted to do something. And that's what I want for every single one of you. And so I'm going to come at you tonight. I'm going to probably step on a few toes, but I am not here to play small with you guys if you don't want to play small. I love that in this opportunity, you can pick anything that you want, right? We can love on people wherever they are at. We can love on people for their products. We don't have to have minimums. We don't have to have quotas. I don't have to send snarky messages if somebody didn't order because, it's time, it's money, it's effort, it's all the things. I get to love on people. You get to love on people wherever they're at. But I guarantee you, if you are showing up for this call, you feel called for more. And I don't want you guys playing it small. Okay, here we go. I want you to think about why you're here tonight, why you clicked play on this, not just because I reminded you 7,000 times in our team chat that we were doing a call tonight, because it's easy to ignore, right? But why did you click play on this or join on this Zoom? And what do you want out of Plexus? And I want you to just drop it in the chat. There's no wrong answers here. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Why are you here? And what's your goal for this? So Ange wants to be on the cruise ship. And this can be an immediate goal that you can have. This can be a 6-month goal that you have. This can be a 6-year goal that you have. Stay home. Sam, I love that. I know that you're working for that, to be Ruby, to be inspired tonight. Jess, financial freedom. I want you to keep dropping the things in here: retirement, health security, opportunity to help others. I want more. You guys hear me preach this over and over and over again, that if you don't know why you're showing up, you won't show up. I'm going to take it one step further tonight. And this is going to sound a little bit weird at first, but these reasons, y'all, it's not enough. Because if it was enough, you would already be there. And here's what I mean by this, right? You cannot just have a goal if you are not willing to do the things to get to that goal. How many times do you have a customer that's like, oh, I want to lose 5 pounds. I want to quit my sugar cravings. And then 2 weeks later, you never hear from them again. They say the goal, and then it's just like this poof, because we get really good at saying that we want things, but we are not willing to do the things to get to where we want to be. And y'all are doing that in your business right now. And I see you, and I know because I'm doing it too. And I'm so done with the playing small, and I want you to be done with the playing small too. That does not mean that you have to want to be a diamond, that you have to want to be an emerald, that you have to want to go on the cruise. What that does mean is that whatever those goals are that you have, that you drop there, you have to be willing to do the hard things to get to where you want to be. Imagine that you have a customer that comes to you and is like, hey, I want to lose 10 pounds in the next 3 months. We all know that that's completely possible. But every single time that you send them a message, they're like, oh yeah, I still want to lose 10 pounds. But every single time that you ask them, have you stayed consistent with your products? Oh no, it's kind of hard. What's your first thought? No, it's not. It's not hard to stay committed to your products, right? Mix up your pink drink, drink it. We are so quick to get really frustrated sometimes, full disclosure, when people don't want to stay committed to their products and they've told us a goal, but we are not willing to do the same things for our own business, for our own goal, for our own future. So you have those goals, you want more, you want the financial freedom. Are you willing to do the things to get where you need to be? Look at the last 24 hours. And I'm calling myself out here too. How many people invited for the business opportunity that we did last night? If we are not willing to invite 10, 15, 20 people to these events, we're not going to get where we want to be. And if those numbers sound daunting to you, great. They should, because that means it's getting you to step outside of your comfort zone. We cannot just say the things, y'all, and then not follow it with action, because it is not just about what we want. It's about what we're willing to do. And we have to be willing to do those things. Not just say that we want the next rank, not just say that we want the cruise.
Oh,
But really, really willing, that was perfect timing, really, really willing to step outside of your comfort zones to do the hard things. Y'all know that we're a sports family. I know that most of y'all are sports families too, or you at least watch sports. And this really hit me today. Y'all know that I have invested in business coaches. I've put money where my mouth is because I wanted the next level, but this really hit me hard. Okay, so Nick Saban uses this. Number one, are you showing up with gratitude in every single area? He said the number one thing that he can predict when the kids that he's coaching, the athletes, are going to go on to the next level is when they're showing up for gratitude. Do you get online and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so many messages? I get it. Sometimes I think that too. Or are you grateful that you have the opportunity to be able to do those things, that you have the notifications? Are you showing up with gratitude for this business? Or are you showing up grumbling and complaining that it's one more thing to do? Because if it's one more thing to do, guess who's not joining you? Your dream teamer. You hear me say it all the time, the energy attracts, right? The energy that you put into this is the energy that you're going to attract back in this. Number two, coachability. Some of y'all are so dang coachable. And some of y'all fall into a different category. So I'm going to give these three categories. Okay. If somebody, and this is from Nick Saban too, if somebody wants to just be left alone, and we all have these people on our team, and maybe some of y'all are like this too, where you're like, ooh, yeah, I don't really want to be coached on my products. I just want to take them when I want to take them. I don't really want to be coached on my business. Like, I maybe just today I want to message one person. Maybe next week I'll put up one post. And then Black Friday specials are going to come. And guess what? Everybody's going to be like, why isn't anybody ordering from me? Because you haven't messaged anybody and you haven't posted in 3 weeks. Those people that don't want to be coached and don't want to take advice and aren't willing to have their toes stepped on, they are average. And it is okay if you want to be average. If you want to make a couple $100 in this opportunity, great. You can do that. I don't think that you're here because you want to be average. Level 2 in this, they want to be coached, but then the excuses start rolling in. How many of us have said, well, I tried that before? Well, I messaged 10 people before. I tried the winning day worksheet before. I did it for like a week. It didn't really work very well. And so I just didn't do it again. I took my products for like 3 days and then I didn't really lose 65 pounds. And so I just stopped. Like, all the excuses start coming in, right? You can be good at something because you're kind of retaining some of it. You know how to do it, but you're not really doing it. Or if you are taking every single chance to be better, that is what's going to make you great.
Just don't
And
turn
that's
the
what's
eye
going to
on.
set you apart in this opportunity. There's the tickle that comes back. So ask yourself right now, if you look at the last couple of weeks in this business and in this opportunity, how many times have you seen a post? Has your upline reached out to you? Have you thought, man, that Christmas cash, that's really cool. That cruise, that's really cool. Being Ruby, being able to stay home, being a diamond, whatever, that's really cool. But then you've actually taken action on it. And take that one step further. How many times have you taken action, but you see a post that maybe Baker has put up, or Wendy has put up, or Robin has put up, or Jess has put up, or Angie's put up, and you're just like, oh, that was great. So I'm going to copy and paste it, and I'm not going to make it my own, and I'm going to call it good for the day. Or I'm going to message the same person that I've messaged 35 times already because that feels safe instead of messaging the dream teamer that I know could do this with me. Are you willing to take it to the next level? Because if you're not, then you have to be okay with where you're at. And again, I don't think you're getting on here because you're okay with where you're at. And I'm not willing to be that friend for you guys that lets you stay in the same space for the next 6 years, accepting, and that's what our mind starts doing, right? We start accepting that, oh, well, maybe I can't be a network marketer. That's BS. Sorry. It is. You absolutely can. Y'all have all hung out with me in some capacity. You've been around me. I'm very book smart. I'm not very common sense smart. If I can do this, y'all can do it. And here's how I know that you can do it. Because when we got started with this 9 years ago, there was nothing to compare it to. We didn't have events. We didn't know what we were doing. We just posted. We didn't know how to message. Nobody was giving us scripts. We just did it because we wanted to do it and we were really passionate about it. What would happen, y'all, from the time that we joined this, and this is not a toot my own horn kind of thing. I want you to picture where you can be if you get really diligent about this. Y'all saw, I mean, I was in the hospital still showing up and messaging you guys. Ask Mina, she was yelling at me because I was still messaging. Why? Because I love this. I will get really emotional about this, but y'all, I love this. I love this opportunity. I love this team. I love the way that we get to give back to people. And I have made some really hard sacrifices along the way. People always want to be up here, right? But they're not willing to do the things to get there. I've told my kids no. For the last 9 years, every single Monday night, with the exception of probably 24, maybe, I've missed tucking my kids in. Why? Because this is my job. What are you willing to do to sacrifice to get to the places that you want to be? Whether it's time freedom, health freedom, your future, what are those things? And look at the last couple of weeks of your business. Have you done them? If you do the same things that you've done for the last 48 hours or 4 weeks, are you going to get to those things that you put in the chat? And be real with yourself. Because if the answer is no, then you've got to switch it up, right? Because it's not just about what you want, it's about what you're willing to do. I watched this podcast, little like real clip today. Elon Musk, of course, is like everywhere right now in the news because of all the stuff that he's doing with the election. And I mean, just everything in general. And he was doing an interview and he said that he was on a plane with all of the top engineers that he knows, which I can't even imagine that plane because the guy can employ anybody, right? He was on a plane with engineers and they were working on the next plan. And he said that they told him that what he wanted to do was going to take 6 to 12 months to be able to do. This is a true story. He turned the plane around, went back to his warehouse, and guess how long it took them to come up with the plan? 24 hours. Because it was a completely different directive. They took out all of the guesswork. How many of us, myself included, sit down to go to work and we're like, oh, but I've got to have the perfect post and I've got to have the perfect message. And Bree didn't put a script in the chat today, so I don't really know what to say to these people. And I don't know if there's going to be an event on Thursday night, and I don't know if it's a Zoom or a message or a chat. And so I'm just going to sit back and wait. And we think that we have to have every single thing mapped out. And the message that it would have taken us 30 seconds to send never gets sent because we're so darn worried about it being perfect that we never have a chance to make an impact on somebody. Y'all, stop waiting because somebody is here to hear your story. And if you're not willing to send the message, and if you're not willing to put up the post, it's never going to happen. This opportunity is not about being perfect. It's about what you're willing to do and how many times you're willing to do it until you fail forward. That is the only thing that separates the people that get where they want in this opportunity with the health, with the financial freedom, with the time freedom, is the people that are willing to switch up what you're doing and stay consistent with it. We can't do these like ebbs and flows things all the time, right? Where at the beginning of the month, they announce the new incentive and we're all like, oh, and we're going to send all the messages and do all the things. And then by the third of the month, we don't have 6 people. And so we just stop messaging for a little bit. And then we get reignited at the end of the month because we really want that Christmas cash. Y'all, I probably shouldn't say this out loud. I don't care if you get another Plexus incentive. I don't. Do I love the Christmas cash for you? Heck yeah, because $600 nice. Yep, it is. But what I really want for you is to be able to say yes to the things that you have on your heart because you've put the time and the energy in. Y'all, nobody that I meet that's brand new could give 2 cares that I'm a diamond in Plexus. They do not care. It does not matter. Outside of this little circle, ranks don't mean a thing. What means something to me and what means something to my family is that when Rye came to me and she wanted to do a travel soccer league, I 100% didn't have to hesitate, not with the time and not with the finances. When Colt wanted to do one in a completely opposite direction, I didn't have to worry about it. I want that for you. Maybe that's not your goal and maybe that's not your dream and it doesn't have to be. But those things that you put on the side, that's what matters. That's what the legacy is. And those things only happen if you're willing to stay consistent and you're willing to do the extra. But you have to find that level of consistency for you. Okay. Is this resonating with y'all or am I just talking? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're like, okay, come on. Or a 2 if you're like, what are you drinking in your cup right now? It's just restore. I'm doing a reset today. Y'all, I never want any of you to stay small, not in any area of your life. And I promise you, sometimes when you message me and the excuse is coming, I probably sound a little bit hard. And I don't mean to come across that way. But you always have a choice. Some of y'all know this. So last Sunday night, I went to the emergency room. My neck was swelling. I don't know how much detail I went into about this in our chat. My neck was swelling. They admitted me to the ICU. I was there overnight for monitoring. The next morning, one of my best friends came in. She's works there, came in to see me at 6 o'clock in the morning, and my mindset was tanked, like tanked to the point where I could not stand to be in my skin. And as soon as my husband got there, I just started crying and I was like, I can't stay in this space. Like, I can't stay in this mindset. I can't stay with how my body is feeling right now. And it literally, I mean, like the drain was still so swollen, and I am not a warrior by any means. If y'all know me, like tapping my skin when my kids Like it hurts. Like I am not a strong person. I would never classify myself as like a physically strong person. But I knew in that moment I had a choice to either stay in the victim mentality mindset or to advocate for myself and get out of it. They were not going to do the things Monday morning and take the drain out and do the extra stuff. I pushed for it because I knew that's what my body needed. Why am I telling you this? Because you have a choice right now in your business. I can't do it for you, or y'all would be diamonds already. And I mean that. Like, y'all are my best friends. I spend so much time with some of y'all on this call. If I could snap my fingers and make you have every single one of those things that were over there, I would do it in a heartbeat. I can't do it for you. Your downline can't do it for you. Your sideline can't do it for you. Plexus can't do it for you. You don't need a free reset to grow your business. You don't need a Flash Friday special to grow your business. Are those things nice? Are they fun? Yeah, for sure they are. Do they help? Absolutely. 8 months from the time that our team joined, we were, let's see, 8 months, we were senior Ruby, and it completely changed the trajectory of our family. Completely. Replaced my teaching income, and we were on a completely different path in 8 months. And if you were around then, you know Plexus never did a special. Never. It was $40 to join, and you didn't get points the first month that people joined. You had to wait till the second month when they reordered again, and you only got points if it was over 100 PV. When I tell you that you don't need a special, you don't need a special. You need passion and you need consistency. And I promise you that you can go as far as you want to go in this. If you are willing to do the messaging, if you are willing to stay consistent. Y'all, it's the 11th of November. It's almost 9 o'clock. We're going to get off in a second, but I want to leave you with this. I am not a big person. I don't know that I've ever told anybody this in like the last 8 years, because I watched it on a YouTube video when I first started this, and they were like, make your list of 100. Wendy and Ange, do you guys remember Mina when we used to do that? Like, make your list of 100, because I watched some YouTube video. Ash, you probably remember that. Nah, no, I don't make a list of 100. I don't want you to make a list of 100. But I do think that it is really, really beneficial to have a roaming list of 10 to 20 people. And here's what I want you to do. Get out a notepad, write this down. If you want to grow your business in the next 2 weeks, you will have every single opportunity to do so. We have another Flash Friday special. I know I just told you you don't need them, but people are looking for them right now because it is that season. We have another one coming on Friday. We have Black Friday coming next week already, which is wild to me. And then we also have all of the free resets this month. And guess what people are starting to look for and think about? Shopping. And all of their weight loss goals and health goals. And guess who they're going to? I've seen it 9 years, y'all. It's the same thing every single year. They're going to the people that are consistent. And Baker can tell you this. She sent me a message the other day, and that's exactly what it said. You have stayed the most consistent with posting and reaching out. I'm interested in. People are going to go to the people that they know can solve their problem. This is not the time to slack. Are you busy right now? Yup. Everybody is. Everybody has their own version of it. In the next 24 hours, make your hot list of 10 to 20 people, the people that you want to impact. You're going to start commenting more. You're going to reach out more. And y'all, it works. Today, I had somebody that was on my mind after a post that she put up. I didn't even have her necessarily on my mind for Plexus, but she put up a post and I private messaged her with a tip. Guess what she messaged me about tonight after I posted the free reset? She wants a free reset. So you better bet I'm walking through the steps with her. Over the next 2 weeks, be as consistent as you have ever been with messaging people, with posting, and with your stories. It is not too late for you to get in on this. And the stuff that you do now, it will keep compounding until January 1st. Get your list of people that you're going to plug into a little bit more, and same with your team. Because people are ready to buy. I have clicked more dumb ads on Facebook that I never would look at, but because it's Christmas and buying season, I'm like, oh, somebody might love that. People are in the mood to spend money on stuff, especially things like this. And especially when it comes with something that's free. In the next 24 hours, make your list of people. It will not be limited to that. And then plan it in your day. If you want to treat this like a hobby, you will have a hobby income, and that is fine if that is what you want. I don't think that's why you're here. If you could make an extra $1,000 this month, what would that do for your family at Christmas? If you could be Ruby by the time your baby comes, what is that going to do for your family, right, Sam? Like, I know these things about you guys. But it can't be an 11 o'clock at night kind of like, oh, I didn't post anything today. Let me just throw up a story. That's not going to get you where you want to be. And if you need help with this, y'all, you're not alone. The amount of excitement that you bring to the team chat, the amount of excitement that you bring to the team page, that's going to ripple over. It's going to carry over to your page. It's going to carry over to your messages. And if you need to get on a coaching call, get on a coaching call. The longer that you sit in those feelings of disappointment, instead of learning to discipline your disappointment, the longer that cycle is going to spin for you where you think that you can't do this and you don't belong. You're here. You can do it and you do belong, and you have a choice to make. Okay. I love y'all. Message me, go drop it the top takeaway team chat so we can keep it going. It's 9 o'clock. I know it's late. I'm ready, y'all. And I don't want to be with just a few of us on that cruise ship. I want it to be so many more because it is so fun. And it's so fun on the opposite end of that when you're able to have that time freedom and you're able to have that financial freedom because you've gone and you've proven to yourself that you can do this. All right. I love y'all. Good night, everybody.